Deion Sanders has the potential to become one of the best college football coaches the world has ever seen. Now, could I be exaggerating? Maybe just a little bit. But if you don't know who Deion Sanders was, he was a former NFL player, a former NFL superstar, alright? Two-sport athlete, dominated the 90s. I mean, not only did he dominate on the football field, but was also a really, really good baseball player at the same time. It would take me a while to list all of his accolades, all of his stats. So to sum it up, Deion Sanders played from 89 to 2005 with a multitude of teams. He played for a ton of them. We don't talk about his time with the Ravens. No one does. But in that long career, he made 8 Pro Bowls, 6-time All-Pro, was a 2-time Super Bowl champ. So he made it to the top, won it all. A Hall of Famer. He is in the Hall of Fame. Won Defensive Player of the Year in '94. Again, one of the best cornerback the NFL has ever seen. And nowadays, what is he doing? Coaching his son at the collegiate level, alright? Ever since Shedeur Sanders, son of Deion, was able to play at the college level, Deion has been his coach. And he has been fantastic. So far, in his 3-year career of coaching, Deion Sanders has been able to potentially turn 2 franchises around. Two schools has flipped them on their heads and made them great. Now, obviously, we don't know where Colorado is going to go since it's only been 1 week. But after seeing the Week 1 game versus TCU, I have all the hope and reason to believe that Deion Sanders will do the same thing with Colorado that he was able to do with Jackson State. Now, while I do want to talk about that first week win versus a 17th ranked TCU team, I think first we should cover what Deion Sanders was able to do for Jackson State. See, before getting there, Jackson State wasn't really seen as a football school. In fact, the year before, they were 4-3, mainly because of COVID. They had a short season. But the year before that, they were 4-8. So this team was not good. Jackson State was not a good football school. But then, Deion Sanders, his son wants to play football. Shedeur, a quarterback, by the way. And so he goes to Jackson State, and Deion follows him there. And in his first season coaching the team, maybe it helped that, Deion Sanders was able to pull one of the biggest prospects ever in Travis Hunter. He was able to allure him to Jackson State. But the team went 11-2, 8-0 in conference. Yes, they won the SWAC conference for the first time in almost ever. They were able to win the conference in Deion's first season. Team went 11-2, only dropping games to like Louisiana Monroe, and they lost in the bowl game. Yes, that is one of his biggest flaws so far, is that Deion Sanders hasn't been able to win a bowl game. But in the regular season, this man was fantastic. He had so much pull that nearly every game for Jackson State was on ESPN. ESPN3 and ESPN Plus mainly, but they were still on ESPN. Something that Jackson State was not on before Deion got there. And with Deion and Shedeur, they really elevated this college team in 2 years. They went 11-2 the first season, obviously losing the bowl game, right? But they pounded schools that were at their level, like a Florida A&M or a Tennessee State or an Alabama A&M. Teams that were previously at their level absolutely crushed them. And so in the second season, it would be even better for Deion and Shedeur, as the team would go 12-1, go undefeated in conference. Like I said, they would lose a bowl game, but now even more games were on ESPN Plus and ESPNU. Hell, one of their games was even on YouTube the year before. Like I said, they were dominating the competition that was put around them. Beat Florida A&M again, Tennessee State again, Texas Southern, Alcorn State. Yeah, anybody in the SWAC conference was no match for Jackson State. And that's how Deion Sanders was able to get a head coaching role at a Pac-12 school, formerly Pac-12, but whatever, it's a Pac-12 school, in Colorado, the Colorado Buffaloes, who, last year went 1-11. The only team, and I do mean the only team that Colorado beat last season, was a trash Berkeley team. They won 20-13. In fact, Colorado would only not get blown out in 2 games all season. The other game was to Arizona State, 34-42. They lost that one. And every other game that Colorado had, blowouts. They would lose by 20, 30, or more points. Colorado is trash. They haven't won anything since joining the Pac-12 and are kind of a joke, if anything. But now that Deion's there, again, he is changing what it means to be part of that organization, that college, right? And of course, he pulled new guys from across the country. Travis Hunter, that prospect I was talking about, yeah, he followed him there. Shedeur is the QB now. And honestly, while he might be like a Nepo baby, he's proving that he's worth it. He's talented. And now, I believe, is as good a time as any to talk about Week 1 versus TCU. Now, TCU went in as the heavy favorites, especially because Colorado only won one last game last year. But this is a new Colorado team, not the same one from last year. Same can be said for TCU. Anyway, the game would start off with touchdowns from each team as they would go back and forth. Of course, Colorado would get the first one from a 4-yard touchdown pass from Deion Sanders in the first quarter. And then by halftime, the score was 17-14 with Colorado leaving. And not many believed that they could hold on to this, but oh, were they wrong. Because Deion Sanders would continue to light up TCU's defense. He would go to throw for 1,000 passing yards in a game, 38 for 47 completions, and 4 touchdowns. And you might be asking, where's that Travis Hunter guy you were talking about? Well, he was playing both sides of the ball. He caught like 8 catches on offense as wide receiver and got an interception as cornerback for the Colorado Buffaloes in the same game. Will he be doing that every week? Probably not. But he did it this week and he was amazing. Anyway, fourth quarter rolls around and the Buffaloes are trailing 38-42. So what do? They have Deion Sanders launch a deep ball to Dylan Edwards, 46 yards, and they win the game 45-42. Really, cementing their place as a top school in the NCAA. And now, heading into week 2, they're ranked the 22nd best school in the nation, and they're taking on a Nebraska team who's coming off a loss to Minnesota. But they're still no joke. Nebraska is a big school. I'm pretty sure that's Matt Rule's school. Correct me if I'm wrong here. But yeah, they are taking on another big school, and let's see if Colorado can continue their momentum into week 2. Eventually, they will have harder challenges, but with Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter, and Deion Sanders, they can conquer just about anybody. Maybe not Georgia, but, anybody else. Who's going to beat Buffalo? Not Nebraska. We'll see where Deion is able to take this team. Maybe he'll do the same for Jackson State, have a fantastic regular season, lose a bowl game, his MO. And maybe when Shedeur goes to the NFL, you might see Prime coaching his team. Anyway, that's about it for this video. All I wanted to say, catch y'all later. Much love. Deuces.